We're live. We're live. Good morning, my people, and welcome back to the studio. The year of the studio. This is the studio. So, yeah, we got so much going on, so much changing so fast. Oh, who's here? Let me know who's here. Tell me who you are. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Studio updates. Main things that have changed is not much because I'm busy all the time and stuff. The mattress is back in the room because it's no longer being stored over at my place anymore. We got a few new plants, little house plants. They're not doing well. I'm going to try and give them some extra love in here where they have access to the grow lights and they have access to a little bit more light through this window than any other window in the house. And yeah, and I moved one of the lights. I moved the light from that was behind me because now that I'm facing this way, it doesn't actually make much sense to have one of my brightest lights behind me. It kind of was giving me a washout feel look where it was kind of like everything was, I don't know how you call it, but softened. It made everything look soft. So we moved it to the side. It might be a bit harsh until I find a way to kind of diffuse it a bit, but still better than having it behind me, I think. So yeah, that's one of my Werther's originals. I love Werther's originals. I don't like candy or desserts, but Werther's original are the exception. I do like them quite a bit. Oh, I dropped it. Anyway, so we've got that going on. Big difference in here too is that I have a bunch of tools, and the thing I'm the most excited about, actually, if I'm being honest with you, is right here. You can see it. This is my new filing cabinet. Pretty stoked about it. It's our filing cabinet. Oh, hey, Mom! Welcome. Glad you're here. And look, Mom, I got a filing cabinet. How as someone who has always been working in offices and stuff, I feel like you of all people will appreciate a little bit of this kind of level of organization. So yeah, and it gets even better. Look at this thing I got behind my files. If you reach in, you can pull out a label maker. I've started labeling everything. I'm gonna label everything in the house. I'm pretty excited about it. This is one of the most satisfying things I've ever owned. Listen to this sound. Listen to the sound. Listen to the sound it makes after I make a label. Okay, well, first I'm gonna make a label. What should I write? Thank you. See, okay, so I made a label. Printing it. Can you hear that? How well can you hear that? How great is that? And then listen to this sound. This is the most satisfying sound you've ever heard. That, my friends, is the sound of my happiness. I am so sad. Look, I even labeled the label maker. I labeled the label maker. You know why? Because it's a label maker. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that inside my brain all the time. Oh, hey, Corinne, I'm glad you're here too. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. I just made a new label, and it says thank you. Can you hear that? Can you hear the sound of scratching? We have neighbors, and as the temperatures have risen, they have become more active. So we're gonna more about that another time maybe. But yeah, I have a label maker, and a filing cabinet. I don't know how to tell you this, but it's a good feeling. The only thing I don't have is that I didn't take care of that tree today like I was hoping to, the Christmas tree, and it's looking real bad. It's not looking good. However, I have good news. Some of my other trees are excelling and doing amazing. My mulberry tree, not my, or Erica's mulberry tree, the one I bought for Christmas. Although now that we're married, I guess it is kind of my tree too. Uh, the mulberry tree, still alive, made it through the winter. We've had our last freeze probably now, and it looks like it's doing good. I haven't seen any buds yet, but the ones at the nursery also don't have buds yet, so I'm not too worried. Once if those ones start flowering and this one hasn't flowered, then I'll start to get a little worried. But and I checked, it's still alive, just dormant from the winter still. So I'm pretty excited about that. And the willow trees that I started, all six of them are now sprouting and growing shoots. So they just started. Today was the first day when that you could see it. So I'm pretty excited about that. I got that on my mind. Um, pretty stoked on that. Do you hear the sound of my hand on the table and how it sounds different now that I have a big chunk of metal on it? Now that I wear heavy metals, and gold is the metal that I wear. It's the only one. Okay, that's me. I'm Nicholas Barnett. This is my studio. Welcome. Life updates. We're married. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I got a dog now, and I also have a wife, and this place that now feels like home. So it's kind of the first place I've lived in a long. Yeah, it's the first place I've lived as an adult that feels like home. Like I always say that places feel like home, and like I always say I'm at home anywhere, which to some degree is true. But like we're like starting a family, and this place feels like home. So good. Okay. Okay. Oh, and here's something new that I have learned recently. So I was looking at Patreon, and I learned something new about Patreon, which is that if you if your financial information changes, or if anything changes with your finances as a patron, uh, and the payments no longer go through, you don't find out. There's no there's no like yeah. So some of the people that have been my patrons in the past might not know that they're not my patrons anymore. So I'm thinking, this is my plan anyway. We'll see if it turns out to be a good plan, or if you guys tell me this is a bad idea. But I'm thinking about reaching out to a lot of my old patrons that used to watch my videos, and just asking them, hey, do you know that you're not my patron? Would you like to be my patron? Would you like to support the I want to say show, because that's obviously what we do here, but it's not actually to support my show. It's to support my writings, my stories, telling the writings and stuff. So, which not very much of that has gotten shared yet, but I need to work on it more and do it more. And yeah, this is the year. This is the year, you guys. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I suppose we'll get into the activity then, unless somebody has some other direction they want to go with this video. I'm gonna get right down to what the title tells you. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm actually really excited about it. It feels like it's been way too long since we've gotten to work on this project, and so I'm pretty stoked to be working on it again. Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, but I actually like doing this. I know, huge surprise, but I'm a huge fan, and I'm enjoying myself on here. Yeah, it is awkward, but also like I don't know. I just feel bad for people that like might think they're contributing but not actually be contributing. Because I'd be embarrassed if that were me. Like if I, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Well, I don't know. Awkward schmawkward. I don't. I do awkward things every day. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I haven't actually decided if I'm going to do it, but I feel like I might as well. I mean, what do I have to lose? Like, yeah, I don't know. And if it helps somebody, then yeah. what was the real risk? My pride. I don't know. I don't have my. I don't need my pride. Let's put it on this thing. Ooh, that's not gonna work. Let's get this right where it needs to be. But yeah, I figured out that was the case because somebody stopped being my patron recently, and when that happened, I was like, oh, I wonder if there's like feedback that it gives you about if it said why they stopped. And then when I looked it up, I found out that no, there's no feedback, and there's nothing that tells them that they've stopped, and that the most likely reason for people to stop is usually because something financial changed, and like for instance, if you have it hooked up to your debit card and you get a new debit card, like now all of a sudden over. So we'll see. But this table is super shaky. I am looking forward to making a real woodworking table someday. But I don't think that would be while I live here. I think that will be after I move to another place. But maybe in the next house, we'll get to make a real table. Oh, geesh. Once I left my debit card in the ATM, which gets destroyed immediately, of course, yeah, I had to remember every single bill I had connected to it. I missed some. I was so embarrassed. Yeah. I've lost or ruined plenty of debit cards. I usually haven't found it all that difficult to find all the things connected to it because I just get online and look at what all the transactions were from that month or whatever. But yeah, it is frustrating, and it is so much. Like, there's so much to do because of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a huge disruption to whatever's going on, and whatever you got going on. But I feel like I'm fighting with it more this time than last time. There we go. That was better. Oh, that was a nice curl. I just need to pay attention to what I'm doing, I guess. I'm gonna take off this thing. See, when I'm paying attention, I get nice curls. It's just when I'm thinking about other things, which I do a lot. I've always got more than one thing on the mind, it seems like. Recently, I heard somebody say something about the classic trope of all men have a nothing box and women don't understand it. Funny, I certainly don't have a nothing box where I can just think about nothing. And if I tell you that I'm thinking about nothing, it's because I'm lying to you. It's because I'm trying to hide what I'm thinking about you. Or thinking, not necessarily about you. Usually, if somebody asks me what I'm thinking, and I don't want to tell them what I'm thinking, I just tell them one of the other things I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking, like I said, I'm always thinking more than one. So. I'm pushing on the legs of the table with my foot to maintain at least some kind of stability here. And but when I'm doing that, I'm gradually pushing myself further and further from the table. So funny how that works. Scooching back in. There's probably some way that some professional will see this online and be like, that guy's an idiot, he should have done it this way. But if I'm doing it wrong, tell me. But we'll see. I'll have to check the comments afterwards, probably, because I already know who's watching live. At least I think I do. Yeah. So. I feel like that poor camera must be shaking a ton. Sorry about that. Such is the nature of my current studio. We'll just have to improve it. I guess we'll just have to keep working on this studio all year. I guess we'll just have to make a whole year out of it. You know what should we call that year? I think maybe we'll call it the year of the studio. That's a good idea. Be real upfront about the purpose. Oh, we had week of prayer this week, which was awesome. At one of the local churches, we had 3 different churches getting together. It was pretty much, mostly put on by the youth, which made it even more cool. Made it more really entertaining too, because they're young and they're doing their thing. And it's just fun to see them grow, and everything happens so fast. So, it's cool. cool when you hang out with young people. Hanging out with young people keeps you young. Having just like kids keeps you young. Mom says the table shaking makes you feel like you're here with me. The shaking camera is all good. Alright, well, cool. I'm glad it adds to the experience. I would assume that it would subtract from the experience. Hey, what do I know? I'm just used to it. It's so much smoother doing it this way than the way we were doing it before. Not in terms of like how much the table shakes or whatever, but like in terms of the wood, I mean, it's just so smooth compared to what we were doing before. All right, we'll turn it, and I'll show you a little bit of the progress too. So if you look at the, how well can you see it? Let's see. If you look at the end, see I've marked the circle. We're right down to the circle now on that side. So we'll turn it, and we'll get it down toward that circle on this side. So we'll go all the way around. There we go. We're going to get back into the rhythm, doing these live streams every week again. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good year. A lot of good things happened so far this year. Oh, something fell. Something did fall. My phone. Who needs a phone? Who needs it anyway? That was a light. It fell. Oh, looking forward to seeing you in April. Oh, you're just gonna see us. You're coming down in April, Mom? Is that the plan? Oh, I think I knew that. No, I don't think I knew it. Oh, I'm going up to see you. Yeah, we're going. That's Grandma's memorial. It's gonna be. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you too, Mom. Hopefully, get to see a lot of people. It'll be real good. A lot of people coming together. It sounds like. That'll be a blessing. Hopefully. I think it will be for me at least. Let's turn it again. 3 people on here. Who else is on here? Oh, you booked your hotel? Yeah. I don't think I don't know where we're staying, but I think we're flying up. And I think we already have our tickets though, so that'll be good. So, yeah. Luckily, there's no more COVID restrictions, so that's nice. So it'll make flying a lot less ridiculous. So, I mean, flying to Hawaii, I mean, it was bearable, you know. So you do what you gotta do. But ooh, we did have to wear masks though. I suspect they'll still make masks. They might have people wearing masks forever if they can. But also, thanks for the thumbs up. I don't know who gave me a thumbs up, but I really appreciate that. It actually makes a huge difference for the algorithm, because it shows the algorithm that the people that are watching it aren't just watching it to watch it; they're watching it because they really appreciate it. So it actually makes it like people don't realize how much of a difference that makes. The way it kind of keeps track of it is how many likes per view, like, is kind of how the algorithm sees it, and it makes a huge difference for the not only for the individual video, but also just for the channel and how the algorithm treats the channel. So thank you is what I was trying to say. I'm grateful for any kind of support that can help. Because the reality is, I wouldn't be making these videos if there weren't somebody that enjoyed watching them. I might be, actually. I don't know. It definitely takes a lot more willpower to make YouTube videos when nobody's watching them than it does to make them when there are people watching them. So I appreciate it. I appreciate every view I get. Every view is a view you might not have had. So I do have. Because there's so much that you don't. Oh. I always forget to hit the thumbs up button. Good info. Yeah, and that's why the algorithm pays so much good attention to it, is because they know that even your subscribers might not be engaged enough to do that. And so, like, if people are engaged enough to do that, then it's like, that's a whole nother level to the algorithm. I mean, not necessarily to me, but I appreciate it a lot. Well, because the algorithm decides how this video goes. Basically. Makes a huge difference, especially for small channels. Big channels a lot of times have like a proven track record, so the algorithm kind of already knows how it feels about it. But with small channels, like how the algorithm treats each video sometimes is a really big difference between one video and the next. So, and it also helps the algorithm understand what kind of viewers like your videos the most, because it doesn't just pay attention to how many likes, it also pays attention to who's liking it. So people who are categorized as having similar taste are the people that will get recognized and sent to the video, which is what I want. I want people who are going to enjoy the videos to find the videos, not people that aren't going to enjoy the videos. Mom says she likes it connecting us. Yeah, me too. I think it's a cool way to. It's a unique way to connect, which I think makes it more interesting and cool. And it's easy to sometimes connect with people in ways that aren't like, I don't know. It's nice too because it's not just like a phone call and a conversation. And don't get me wrong, conversations are great, but like, especially for men, but at least for me, I definitely feel like most of my relationship building happens while doing something together. You know, like in this case, it's like building a channel together, right? Like you guys are watching this together. I'm getting to build this. I'm getting to do something, build something while connecting and having conversations with you guys. So I feel like, at least for me, the way my brain works, I feel like I get a lot more connection and such out of this than I do out of, I don't know about necessarily out of a phone call, but like even out of things like phone calls where all you're doing is talking to each other. Talking's great, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of it, so I clearly don't hate it. But getting to do something together, I think, I don't know. I think it's more effective for building a bond or connecting. So, and although you guys aren't making a mallet, in a certain sense, you are making a mallet because you're supporting me making a mallet. I'm making the mallet. You guys are enjoying it, hopefully. So, Mom said she's setting up for her rummage sale while watching. What is setting up for a rummage sale? You're like getting everything set out over the little shop, or you're. Because I picture in my brain, I picture like a yard sale sort of situation, but I'm sure that's not actually happening. But so curious what that looks like. So we are doing something together. You're doing something different, but yeah, at the shop, she says. So cool, very cool, very cool. In case you guys didn't know, my mom has a little shop full of all sorts of just about anything you can think of. I mean, if you need something, you ask her for it. She's probably got it. She's already probably got one in mind for you, but she's got all sorts of stuff that comes through there. That basically, she buys for a good price and then resells for a good price. Funny how that works. So has it online, and then I think a lot of her sales are online too. I think most of her sales are online, but she does have a little shop too. My favorite part about it, though, is that it's in Cairo. It's a little tiny town that Mom lives in. How many people are in that town, Mom? Tell us the population, but it's a very tiny town. So Mom is one of only very few shops at that town, which I think is kind of cool and niche. It's like you kind of have to like know where it is to find this kind of thing. I think, once again, adds to the cool factor. Yeah. Mom, do you have a website for it or something? 290 people live there is all. Um, it's like a mini flea market. I go to auctions. I just put a few items in the car for Corinne. Oh, perfect. She just put a few items in for one of you guys. That's awesome for Corinne. So yeah, no website, but you can always find my mom on Facebook, and I think she does quite a bit on there. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And it's that same type of thing. That's how I got Audrey or Aubrey. Aubrey. That's how I got Aubrey Hepburn, was going to an estate sale. So it's in the blood. I don't know if it actually is, but so Mom says that she opens the shop by appointment. Like I said, it's a small town, so it's not like there's a lot of people around for her to grab. So she opens it by appointment, and then occasionally she has a whole day rummage sale, which I assume is like basically when you have a day off, you get to just have it open all day and invite people, which I think that's probably pretty cool. That's probably pretty fun. And like I said, probably kind of similar to the way a yard sale feels in some ways, at least. So very cool, Mom. Very cool. So, and we've gotten a handful of cool things from it. Mom doing that new hobby. So we've got right in front of me. We've got a big, huge sign that says "This Is Us," which is one of our favorite TV shows. So yeah. Oh, you have fallen again. Sorry about that. Yeah. It's really taking. It's beginning to look like itself. I feel like that's kind of how people are. We talk, or I shouldn't say we, but like in modern society, we talk about finding yourself or whatever. And I really don't think that's what it's like. I think that really like takes the responsibility out of people's hands when it should be in their own hands. Of we're not really finding ourselves so much as we're building ourselves. We choose what kind of person we will turn ourselves into, what kinds of people we will allow to influence us and change us. And those people kind of become like tools that shape us into whatever it is that we allow them to shape us into. So, peer pressure, I think, is only bad if your peers are bad. If you have good peers, peer pressure can be the best thing in the world. But yeah, I don't believe in finding myself. I do believe in building myself. Just like I'm not going out into the woods trying to find a hammer, right? I'm not trying to find a hammer. I went out in the woods and I took something that I did find, which a stick, right? And I'm making something out of it. So there's some truth to finding out who you can be, but like ultimately, most of the work is going to be building and making yourself. And hopefully, if you make yourself well, then other people will want you to help with them. So you'll get to make a bunch of good people, hopefully. That's the idea. Influence yourself into a good person, and influence other people into good people as well. Contributing to other people and their success and the quality of their I don't know if the word I'm looking for is soul, but it'll work. I feel like I'm looking for a different word, but you know what I mean. Their holistic self, their entire self. Oh. Oh, you know what I just realized? I just realized my mom, Lisa, probably wouldn't enjoy watching me do this, which is a bummer. Because she doesn't like big knives. She doesn't get along well with them. Mom said she's going to head out. Take it easy, Mom. Love you and stuff. Enjoy your rummage sale. I hope you get a lot of rummagers coming out to rummage through the stuff you're selling. Hope it goes well. Look forward to seeing you soon. April. Ow! Nailed my finger. Oh. I think I went a little too far on that one. Go a little gentle now. We're getting close to the end. Oh man. We're all in all pretty close now. Let's see how. Oh, Love ya and stuff. That's t-shirt material, Corinne says. Well, I know somebody who can make some t-shirts if you guys actually wanted them. Mom says yes, watching you is a bit scary. No, I don't think it's... Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry it feels that way. There we go. Look at that. That's better. I think we're going to still have to take a lot more off down in this part. But I think this part right here is probably pretty close to just right. Let's find out, though. There's only one test. Only one test. And that is... Looks like... We're definitely nowhere near there yet. Let's see what it's like. See if I can see through here how much I need to take off more. Yeah, I definitely took off too much. You can see if you look at it. Ooh, there we go. You can see in the silhouette there how there's a little bit of a bump there. That's because I took too much off in that spot. But for the most part, did I cut it? Yeah. Oh, my finger? No, of course not. No, I just, when I'm pulling off at that angle, my finger hit the table as I swing back up. That's all. No. But yeah, I'm missing a little bit of material there. Took a little bit too much out there. So I think it'll still be okay though. We should still be good. But I definitely need to take more material off before I can fit in there. We're not even all that close. We've still got millimeters on each side. But we won't be taking off nearly as much. We're going to try and take off a little bit at a time. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You hear Luna in the background. Did you hear her barking? Good dog, keeping us safe. Made a lot of progress, Mama says. Yes, ma'am, I have. I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm a progress-making man. I'm gonna get stuff done. I think my mom Lisa might actually have a printer that can print on t-shirts, now that I think about it. Maybe not. Anyway, if any of you know anybody that can make t-shirts, I'll make like 5 of them. I'll take 5. I'll take 10. We'll round it up. Take 10. We'll see if anybody buys them. Would you guys buy them if I made a t-shirt that says, love you and stuff? This is wood. Corinne says she'd get one. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think that's enough, people. I only need to make one person smile to make it worth it. That's perfectly fine by me. If you're the only person that ever wears that shirt, you'll at least know that I'm wearing it too. We'll both have one. This part's going to take a while because I'm just taking off just a little bit at a time, trying to make sure we get that shape nice and close because we don't want to take out more than what we need to. We just want to take out the right amount. So I can take wood off, but I can't put wood back on. So it's important to be pretty gentle at this during this stage. Probably hard to see on camera, especially live. But I mean, these flakes that I'm pulling off right now they're basically paper. They're paper thin. I mean, they're just super tight, super thin. Yeah, it's like the thickness of like cardstock. That's like how thick these curls are that are coming off of here. That wood is pretty fine. So that's how minimal I'm trying to be with the amount of material I'm taking out at this stage. It's amazing that I feel like we always assume that the bigger the knife, the less precision you have, or the less control, or the less finesse there is to the knife. I really just don't find that to actually be true in experience. It seems that way, and I totally understand why it seems that way. But once you're actually like working with a tool and you're working with a knife and you're using it regularly and you get a lot of practice with it, it really turns out to not be that way. I can get an awful lot of precision out of this thing. Enough. Like I can get more precision out of this than I can with my Leatherman. My Leatherman is a much smaller blade, but I just don't have as much practice with my Leatherman as I have with this. So I do for some things. Obviously, my Leatherman is better pliers because this doesn't have any pliers. But in terms of using the blade, I probably have used the Leatherman more, but I've rarely used it for complicated, nuanced tasks like this. Whereas I've carved a lot of things with this big knife. So. Especially in the last 3 or so years. Basically, just after I moved to my van, I think, is when I decided to try and really get a lot more proficient with this. I started using it for everything. Ooh, that feels so smooth. You don't even need sandpaper with a knife like this. I love it. All right, let's see. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be the final product for today. And I don't think we're close yet. I think we still got, looks like, probably 0.5 millimeter on 2 sides left to take off of material at the end of it, on the tip. So there it is. Let's quick do a thumbnail before I forget, because I do that sometimes. will that crack on the side compromise the sturdiness of the handle? The answer is partially yes. Which crack? Let's see here. This crack is probably the one you're asking about, and the answer is yeah, it will. It's basically impossible to make a perfect handle though, so I'm gonna live with that, and I'll show you later what I'm gonna do to deal with it. Because when I oil this thing, it's gonna swell up, and when it does, if I can oil it enough, hopefully I can oil it enough that it will start to squeeze those gaps back together. So that at least the gap won't be there, even though obviously the fissure in connection will still be there. And the only thing I can think of better than that would be to put a pin through it, which would also would further compromise its strength, because of where it is. So yeah, yes, it will. Will it mean that this hammer doesn't work? No, this hammer will still get things done just fine. So, yep. Let's see here. Yeah, we've got two cracks basically formed. Got a little one up here, and then this bigger one right here. So we will see. All right. Let's try and get a good smile for the thumbnail, something like that, with the background behind. There we go. Yeah, something like that. Perfect. Okay, so, and then, sheesh, everything has fallen off of the table. The table was not cleared to begin with, and now it is more cleared. So, all right. I do want to say thanks to all you guys for coming on and for watching. Any of you that are watching later too, I appreciate you guys. Give it a thumbs up. It really does make a bigger difference than you realize. And also, I do have a podcast called That's Enough Brothers, and episode 2 is coming out soon. Yeah. I want to say a big thanks to my patrons, and their ongoing support, their consistent support, and man, the wedding happened, and the book is coming. I know I say that every time. You're gonna have to be patient. That's all I can say. This is how things work. So, and more about that in the future. So I want to say thanks to my mom and to Raagnaerok, and thanks to each of you for viewing. So hit that bell, stay well, and I'll see. Oh, wait, whoa! I almost finished the video without confirming a time for next week. How I'm thinking. I don't remember, but I think next Monday. What's the date today? Today's the 31st. I think April. I think April 4 I have off, but that's Monday, so that's date night. So I guess the next best thing is probably Friday. Friday is the most likely time that I'll have a day off. Business is speeding up. I've got work 5 days a week at least right now, sometimes more. So, and sometimes less. But I have full weeks every week now. So, and doing it on work days I can, but it's really cutting it close because sometimes I don't get off till like 5 or 6, and so then to get home, I don't get to shower, and it's like, and by the time I finish, it's like 7 o'clock when I get to eat. So I'm trying to do it on days when I have off. So yeah, Friday next week, which will be the 8th. I hope to see y'all. Hope to see y'all then. Friday next week. Looking forward to it. Friday. 6 o'clock actually works really well now, the way the sun is going. I mean, the sun goes down a lot later now. So, yeah, 6 o'clock next Friday. Oh, Passover and Good Friday are on the same day this year. That's cool. Good overlap. So, all right, next week, Friday, 6:06 or 60. Let's do 6:07. Being crazy, going nuts. 6:07 next week on Friday. I'll see y'all here. So hit that bell. Stay well. And I'll see you at 6:07 on next Friday.